So last Sunday, I called my mom. Nothing special, just a regular call. And she picked up, and the first thing she said was, Kai, you sound different.
Different how?
That's what I asked. And she said, more relaxed, more settled. And I just stopped because she was right. And here's the thing. 1 year ago, I used to call her crying, actual tears on the phone, because I moved to a new city and I just couldn't cope.
I know that feeling.
Everything was hard. The bus system was confusing, the shops closed at strange times. I didn't know anyone. And every week, someone at work would say, don't worry, you'll get used to it. And I hated that. I hated hearing it.
Because when you're in it, that sentence doesn't help at all.
Not even a little bit. But now, 1 year later, I am used to it. All of it. The buses, the shops, the people, the weather. I don't even think about it anymore.
You just used all three.
I know.
Used to call her crying, get used to it, am used to it now.
3 phrases, 1 year of my life. Welcome to Word Nerds. I'm Kai.
And I'm Lila. And today we are looking at 3 phrases that confuse almost every English learner on the planet. Used to, get used to, and be used to. They look almost the same, but they mean very, very different things. And by the end of this episode, you will know exactly which one to use and when.
We promise.
We really promise. Let's go.
Okay, let's start simple. 3 phrases, 3 sentences. This is the heart of everything. Number 1, I used to wake up at noon. Number 2, I'm getting used to waking up early. Number 3, now I'm used to waking up early.
One person, 3 different times in their life.
Exactly. So here's the rule. 1 sentence each. Ready? Used to equals something you did in the past. You don't do it now. It's finished.
Get used to equals the process. That's the journey, the time when something is new and a little hard. You're still learning, still adjusting. Adjusting means slowly becoming comfortable with something new.
Be used to equals it's normal now. It doesn't feel strange anymore. You're comfortable.
Say all 3 again slowly, Kai.
Used to, past, finished. Get used to, the journey, still happening. Be used to, normal now, comfortable.
Think of it like this. Imagine you moved to a new country. On day 1, everything is new. The food is strange, the language is hard, the streets are confusing.
You used to eat your home food every day. Now that's gone. That's the past.
Every day in the new country is a little hard. You're getting used to the new food, the new streets, the new life. It takes time.
And then one day, maybe 6 months later, maybe 1 year, you walk to the shop, you order your food, you take the right bus, and it feels normal. You're used to it now.
Past, process, present comfort. That's the whole story.
Let's go deeper with a real story.
Okay, story time. And this one is mine. When I was 24, I moved to a new city, far from home. I didn't know the city. I didn't know anyone there. I had one small bag and a very big feeling of, what have I done?
We've all had that feeling.
Back home, I had a routine. Routine, that means the things you do every day in the same order. My routine was simple and good. I used to walk to a small market every Sunday morning. The man there knew my name. He always gave me an extra tomato for free.
That's a good man.
The best. I used to have coffee with my friend Sarah every Friday. Same cafe, same table, same order. I used to sleep with my window open because I loved the sounds from the street. I knew those sounds. They made me feel safe. All of that stopped when I moved.
The Sunday market, Sarah, the window sounds.
Gone. Not forever, but gone from my daily life. That's used to. Things that were normal, that I did again and again, that are now in the past. So, new city, first week. Everything felt wrong. The supermarket was enormous. At home, I used to shop in a tiny place, 10 minutes, and I was done. Here, I got lost between the bread and the milk for 20 minutes.
No.
I am not joking. And the coffee. Oh, the coffee. Back home, coffee was quick and strong. Here, everyone drank big cups of weak coffee and sat for hours. I couldn't get used to that. I kept ordering the wrong thing and looking confused.
Getting used to the process. Still learning, still a little lost.
Exactly. Every week was a small challenge. The buses. I was slowly getting used to the bus system, but I still checked my phone every time. The food. I was getting used to eating dinner later. My body was not happy about this at first. And people. People were different here. Not bad, just different. More quiet on the street. Less eye contact. At home, strangers smiled at you. Here, they looked at the floor. I couldn't get used to that for a long time. It made me feel lonely.
How long did it take?
About 8 months, maybe 9. And then one day, I remember this clearly, I was walking to the shop. It was raining, normal, and I thought, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm buying. I know which bus to take home. And the rain didn't bother me. And the quiet people on the street didn't bother me.
You were used to it.
I was used to it. All of it. The big supermarket, fine. The weak coffee? Actually, I started to like it. The quiet strangers? I understood them now. The rain? I am used to the rain. I own 4 umbrellas.
4 umbrellas is the true sign of belonging somewhere.
It really is. And that's be used to. Things that were strange and hard, they're normal now. They're just life.
So the same person, 3 stages. Used to walk to the market. That was home. That's gone now. It's the past. Getting used to the new city. That was the hard, slow, confusing middle part. Is used to the rain, the buses, the coffee. That's now. Comfortable. Normal.
And the beautiful thing is, every single person listening to this right now has their own version of this story. A new school, a new job, a new country, a new relationship. Something was strange, and then slowly, it wasn't.
That's the human story. And English has 3 perfect phrases for it.
Okay, grammar time. Don't worry, we keep it simple. 3 patterns, let's go. Pattern 1, and this is the most important one. Listen carefully. Used to always goes with the base form of the verb, the simple, basic form, like live, eat, work, walk, sleep. I used to live in Paris. She used to eat meat. We used to walk to school.
Simple, clean, easy.
But get used to and be used to, these are different. They go with the ing form or with a noun. A noun is a thing or a person, like coffee, noise, the cold, my boss. I'm getting used to waking up early. That's the ing form. She's used to the noise. That's a noun. They're getting used to their new teacher. Another noun.
So the rule is used to plus the simple verb live, eat, work. Get used to or be used to plus the verb with ing or a noun.
The number one mistake, and we see this all the time, is this. I am used to wake up early. Wrong. I am used to waking up early. Right.
After be used to and get used to, always the ing form. Always.
Pattern 2. Questions and negatives with used to. This one's a little tricky. Tricky means a little difficult, a small trap. When you make a question or a negative with used to, the letter D disappears.
The positive, I used to eat fish, with the letter D.
The question, did you used to eat fish? No D, just used to.
The negative, I didn't used to eat fish. No D, just used to.
Because did already shows the past, so you don't need the D twice.
Did you used to have long hair? I didn't used to drink coffee. Did she used to live here?
No D in questions and negatives, just used to. Pattern 3. This one's for our more advanced listeners, but it's really interesting, so stay with us. There are 2 ways to talk about a past habit in English. You can say used to, or you can say would. I used to walk to school. Correct. I would walk to school. Also correct. Same meaning.
But, and this is important, would only works for actions, things you did, not for states. A state is how you felt, or who you were, or what you had.
For example, I used to love that song. Correct. I would love that song. Wrong, because love is a feeling, not an action. I used to have a dog. Correct. I would have a dog. Wrong, because have here is a state, not an action.
Here is the simple test. Can you see the action in your mind, like a video? Then would works. Is it more like a feeling or something you had or who you were? Then only used to works.
My way to remember it, would is a film. You can see the action. Used to is a photograph. It can show anything. Actions, feelings, states, your whole life.
I love that. Wait, write that down.
Okay, now we go a little deeper. These are the phrases that native speakers use every single day, and no textbook teaches them.
The first one. You know this situation. Someone starts a new job or moves to a new place or starts going to the gym, and it's hard. And a friend says, "Don't worry, you'll get used to it."
This sentence means right now it's difficult, but slowly it will become normal. It will stop feeling hard.
It can be very kind. Like your friend is struggling and you want to say, "It gets easier, I promise."
But be careful. The same sentence can also feel a little dismissive. Dismissive means you're not really listening. You're just closing the conversation.
Imagine you say to your friend, "This new job is so stressful. I don't sleep. I'm always tired." And your friend just says, "You'll get used to it," and moves on.
Ouch.
Tone makes all the difference. Said with warmth, it's kind. Said quickly, it closes the door.
The second phrase, I could never get used to it. This is a strong sentence. It means even with time, even with trying, this thing stayed strange and uncomfortable for me. I never arrived at normal.
Like, I lived in London for 5 years, but I could never get used to the gray sky.
Or I tried eating very spicy food, but I could never get used to it.
This phrase says something about who you are, what you like, what your body or your heart just can't accept. This phrase says something about who you are, what you like, what your body or your heart just can't accept.
Third one, and this is a really useful one, once you're used to it. Once here means after some time passes, when you have finally arrived at comfortable.
I'm used to the keyboard. Typing gets very fast. I'm used to living alone. You start to love it.
This is the voice of someone who already arrived. They're standing at the finish line saying, "Come on, you'll get here too."
It's a sentence full of hope.
Fourth one, a very practical phrase, I'm not used to this. This is how you politely say, this is new for me. This is not normal in my life. Please understand.
I'm not used to speaking in front of so many people before a presentation.
Presentation means when you speak to a group and show them something.
I'm not used to eating this late when someone invites you to dinner at 10 p.m.
I'm not used to this kind of weather when you are visiting somewhere very hot or very cold.
It's honest, it's polite, and it explains your reaction, why you look nervous or confused or uncomfortable.
And now, the last one. And this is my favorite. I used to love him versus I'm used to loving him.
Oh, this one hits.
Right? Two sentences, very similar, very different. I used to love him means the love was in the past. It's finished. It stopped. The relationship changed. I'm used to loving him means the love is still there, but it's become normal, comfortable, maybe even a little automatic. It's just part of everyday life now.
One sounds like the end of a story. The other sounds like a long, quiet Tuesday.
Exactly. One is a door closing, the other is just Wednesday.
English is doing so much in 4 small words.
So much meaning, 4 small words. That's exactly why this language is worth learning. Okay, let's go make some mistakes.
Welcome back to the Mistake Cafe, where every sentence gets a second chance and nobody goes home feeling bad. I read, Lila fixes. Let's go. Sentence 1. I am used to wake up at 6 every morning.
Almost. The structure is right. Am used to. Good. But after be used to, we need the ing form, not the simple verb. I am used to waking up at 6 every morning. That's the one.
Sentence 2. When I was a child, I used to living near the sea.
This is the opposite mistake. Used to, the past habit one, needs the simple form of the verb, not ing. When I was a child, I used to live near the sea. Clean and correct. Beautiful, actually.
Sentence 3. Did you used to have a bicycle when you were young?
So close. But remember, in questions and negatives, the letter D disappears because did already shows the past. Did you use to have a bicycle? No D on use.
Sentence 4. I would love chocolate when I was a kid.
And here's the would trap. Love is a feeling, a state, not an action. You can't see it like a video, so would doesn't work here. I used to love chocolate when I was a kid. That's correct. And honestly, who didn't?
Nobody. That's a universal truth. Sentence 5. This one is my favorite of the week. She doesn't used to drink coffee, but now she has 3 cups a day.
2 things happening here. First, the meaning is wrong. This person wants to talk about the past, so they want didn't used to, not doesn't used to. And second, same rule as always. In the negative, no D on use. She didn't used to drink coffee, but now she has 3 cups a day.
From 0 to 3. Honestly, a very relatable journey.
The Mistake Cafe. No shame, only coffee and growth.
Okay, let's go back to where we started. My mom on the phone. You sound more settled.
And you were, because of time, and small steps, and all those difficult days that slowly became normal days.
I used to find this city cold and confusing. I was getting used to it for months. Now, I am used to it. Past, process, present comfort.
And if you are in the middle part right now, the getting used to part, I want to say something directly to you. That part is hard. It's okay that it's hard. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong.
It just means you're in the middle, and the middle always feels the longest.
But it ends. It always ends. Okay, 3 sentences. We say them slowly. If you can, say them with us.
I used to be afraid of making mistakes in English.
I'm getting used to thinking in English.
One day, I'll be used to it, and it will feel easy.
3 sentences, 3 stages. And that third one, that's not a dream. That's just a future version of you a little further down the road.
Your challenge this week. Write 3 sentences about your life, 1 for each phrase. Something you used to do, but don't anymore. Something you are getting used to right now. Something you are used to that was once hard or strange. Put them in the comments. We read every single one.
And one last thing. That man at Lila's market, the one who gave her an extra tomato?
You remembered that?
Of course I remember that. The point is, you used to have that, and then you didn't. And then slowly, in your new city, you got used to a new kind of life. And now, you are used to it. You have new routines. Maybe a new person who knows your name.
There is, actually, at the coffee place near my flat. She remembers my order.
There it is.
There it is.
Change is uncomfortable. That's a word that means not easy, not relaxed, until it isn't. And English has 3 perfect ways to say that. Now, they're yours. That's it for today's episode of Word Nerds. Thank you so much for being here.
If you're watching on YouTube, we see you, we love you, please subscribe. We're a brand new show and every subscriber is a big deal to us.
And leave us a comment. Your 3 sentences. Past, process, present comfort. We cannot wait to read them.
And next week on Word Nerds, we are tackling the absolute mountain of intermediate English, the ultimate boss battle for intermediate learners. Present perfect versus past simple.
Oh, the great time machine debate. I lived in London for 3 years versus I have lived in London for 3 years.
Exactly. One means you packed your bags and left. It's a dead past memory. The other means you are sitting in a flat in London right now, drinking tea, listening to this podcast.
One small verb change completely alters your current reality. It's a fantastic topic. Come back for it.
I'm Lila.
I'm Kai.
And we're
Word Nerds. See you next week.